Hey guys, it's Alex, and as you can see by the title, I'm here with my 24-hour Harry Potter marathon vlog. Um, Essentially, I'm going to try to read as much Harry Potter books as possible, as many Harry Potter books as possible, in 24 hours. This was kind of initiated by my boyfriend saying the other month he had, at one point, read all 7 Harry Potter books in 24 hours. I don't believe him. I think he's either lying or confused. One of the two, but I don't think it was possible. We were meant to do it together, but his current work schedule doesn't really allow for him to spend 24 hours screwing up his life, so I'm gonna do it alone. The ultimate goal is, of course, all 7 books, but realistically speaking, if I finish the 4th one, I will be fine. If I get through the 5th one, that would obviously be preferable, but we'll see how it goes. I'm very concerned about burnout, more so than my reading speed, because actually, if I did the math at one point, and if I read just based on word count and pages, it's not all that much faster than my normal reading pace, especially considering these are, children's with fairly large font. So it's not that much faster, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to read for 24 hours straight. I'm going to need breaks. So we'll see how it goes. It's just after 2 p.m. now, so I'm going to start my timer now. I haven't been up for all that long. I had to feed my dog lunch, and I took a shower, so I won't have to do that. But I do have to, exist today. I'm dog sitting, so, clearly I have to take care of my dog, who's sitting over there licking herself, which is very attractive. No, don't stop on my account. But yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to set my timer and hopefully get through a bunch of these books. So I'm 20 pages in, but I honestly can't stop thinking about the line they use when they describe Hagrid. She says he has feet the size of baby dolphins, and that's such a weird descriptor because it's not a common thing. I have no idea how big baby dolphins are, so that line makes no sense to me. It has no meaning, but it's just funny and random, and I don't know. I hadn't that was something I hadn't remembered. It's just weird. So I have finished the first book in the Harry Potter series. It took me almost 3 hours to read, which is unnecessarily long, to be perfectly honest. This really should have taken me 2 or 2.5, but my dog was being annoying and demanding that we play and go outside and stand on the deck for how long did you wish to stand on the deck? She's over here. But she was very annoying and very needy. She's a very needy dog. But I did finish the first book. I'm ready to go on to the second book. I'm kind of tired and reading slower because of that, because I only got 4 hours of sleep last night, which is wonderful and so much fun. Which is a great day to do this. Second book I'll be starting soon, Chamber of Secrets, and then I'll probably take a break and make food because I'm hungry. It's getting to be dinner time, kind of. The first book is interesting because I haven't read it in so long. I've never read The Philosopher's Stone. I've only read The Sorcerer's Stone. So as an adult, there are things that I catch, Harry says he's eating fries at dinner, or there's a sign that says Potter for President, or they're wearing sweaters instead of jumpers, and it's little things that I really wonder how they're different in Philosopher's Stone. But yeah, I don't know. I give that 4 stars. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's a good story, but Harry Potter for me isn't about the books anymore. The books are great. I gave it 4 stars. I love it. It's really fast at the end, and there's a lot of info dumping, but I still love it. It's just, for me, Harry Potter is so much more about the world and the fandom and my childhood and the culture that Harry Potter has created for me and the influence it's had on me. So I don't know. That's 4 stars. I'm reading Chamber of Secrets next, obviously. This is about the same length, I think. Is it? Yeah, it's about the same length, so it should probably take me hopefully less than 3 hours this time, because I don't know. These are 300 pages. They shouldn't take me 3 hours to read. and then I'll start on the third one and hopefully be eating by then because I need food. It is interesting to reread these, especially to reread them quickly, because, like, I'd forgotten how fast these books were. Like, the scenes that I remember are things that were, like, a really big deal to me when I originally read them are, like, only a couple of pages. Like, I remember being, like, super uncomfortable at the flying car scene when they go to Hogwarts. Like, I remember hating that and getting so much secondhand embarrassment as a kid from that. And it's honestly only a few pages, and the same with the Death Day Party and Norbert the dragon. Like, they all go by so fast that they don't bother me as much as they did when I was like 12 or whatever. And I don't know if that's because I've been like desensitized to them over the years and I'm like used to their existence, or if it's because I'm older and just desensitized to the world, or if it's like something else. Like, I don't know, but like it is interesting to re-experience all of this like years and years later. I finished the second book, which I'm giving 5 stars, which kind of surprises me, because the Chamber of Secrets was never one of my favorites. Like, I did enjoy it. It was Harry Potter, of course, I loved it. But in the scheme of, like, all the Harry Potter books, it definitely wasn't my favorite. So it's kind of funny to me that now I like it better than the first one. But it feels like it has a better story, and it's not just, like, a bunch of exposition and then all the plot at the end. But yeah, really, really enjoyed that. I'm way behind though. It's like after 8, which means I took like 6 hours just to read the first 2, which is bad. Like, I should have had them done by like 7. So I'm way off where I should be. Yeah, I gotta get started on the third one. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna get to all 7, but I'm still disappointed that I'm definitely like way off pace for that. But I should still have plenty of time to read books 3 and 4. Like, fingers crossed, because 4 is kind of huge. Random note, but I really like that Stan Shunpike continues to call Harry Neville after he figures out who Harry is. He's just like, bye Neville, at the end, and it's really funny and like completely unnecessary and random, but it made me laugh. Just for the record, because it came up again for like the 8th time that I've noticed, and I kept meaning to make a note of it and forgot. Whenever J.K. Rowling described Dumbledore as having half-moon spectacles, I 1000% imagine, like, child me, they were like crescent shapes, like like vertical crescent moon shapes. I didn't picture like semicircles that just look like normal glasses. Like, I don't know why, but as a child, that's what half moon meant to me, and I was like, wow, those are some not very functional glasses, Dumbledore. And yeah, I don't know why I thought that, but like that's 100% what I was imagining. So I have just finished Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the 3rd book, and this is definitely my favorite. It's just like wonderful. I feel like the world and her writing gets so much more full in this book, and that it's just like more descriptive, and I love Lupin and Sirius. Like, I love learning about like Harry's parents and that generation. So like, this is my favorite, but I absolutely adored it. 5 stars, of course. It is about midnight, which is kind of rough. I'm like behind schedule, but that's honestly okay. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna get all 7 anyway, so I'm just going to continue on to Goblet of Fire. My pace has picked up slightly since the last 2 books. I was dealing a lot with my dog and my cat and dinner and food and like functioning, and now it's like after midnight, so the dog and the cat are just like unconscious. Can you see the puppy over there? She's unconscious. So I was just able to read Prisoner of Azkaban straight through, and I'm hoping Goblet of Fire will be the same. Honestly, at this pace, I could finish book 5, maybe. That might be a stretch, because I know 4 and 5 are like super long, but I'm really excited. Goblet of Fire is maybe one of my least favorites from what I remember, just because I don't like the Triwizard Tournament, so like that might be a little rough, but still, I'm like really excited to continue. So I just started Goblet of Fire, and the first chapter, Voldemort says, "I'm going to Wormdale. I will allow you to perform an essential task for me, one that many of my followers would give their right hands to perform." I never got that before. Like, I've read this book I don't know how many times, and I've literally never caught that before. Something that strikes me as kind of sad about this book is that the thing Victor Crumb misses the most is this girl he's only known for like a couple of weeks. Like, Harry's got his best friend, and Cedric has his girlfriend, and Fleur has her little sister. And Victor Crumb has a girl he met a couple weeks ago and kind of went on one date with. Like, I don't know. It's sad. It is 6:45 in the morning, and I have just finished Goblet of Fire, which I gave 4 stars. I do enjoy this book. Like, I gave it 4 stars. I love this book. I love all Harry Potter. But it does feel a lot more formulaic, and it does feel like it drags for me. Like, it was never a favorite of mine. I think it's probably my least favorite of the series. Like, I like the overall storyline of it, but there's so much about the Triwizard Tournament that I just kind of like get bored. Whenever there's anything that's like a tournament or a bucket list or a scavenger hunt kind of thing, where there are a list of like tasks that people have to do, it winds up feeling very formulaic for me. And I just wasn't the biggest fan of that. Like, it wasn't awful, it was just like, not particularly my kind of thing. I mean, like, I love it, so like, it obviously wasn't awful. But yeah, I have like 7.5 hours left because I started kind of after 2, so I don't think I'll have time to get through all of Order of the Phoenix, because I do have to like take care of my dog and cat and feed them breakfast and lunch and all that in the meantime. So I'll try. We'll see how far I get into that. I think the 5th one is one of my favorites. I remember it being one of my favorites, so it'll be curious to see how I feel about it now. Oh my god. The cat is making noise and the dog is angry. Don't be angry. Go back to sleep. It's still early. It's too early for anything right now, but I'm surprisingly not that tired and still down to read Harry Potter. The lighting is truly terrible right here, but both my puppy and kitty are asleep in this room, so I can't go in the other room where there's decent lighting. And I hurt from like sitting up and leaning against the sofa all day, so I have to be lying down. I don't understand. I'm like 150 pages in to Order the Phoenix. I don't understand why they don't just order Creature not to insult anyone in the house. I don't understand. Like, they get so upset when he walks around like calling everyone like mudbloods and blood traders and werewolves and whatever filth and scum. Like, why doesn't Sirius just order him not to insult anybody? It seems like that would be a really easy thing to do. Like, he has to obey a direct command. You say, don't insult anybody in this house, and he stops. Like, that seems like the easiest thing, and I don't understand why they don't just, like, tell him to stop bothering them, or just, like, stay in one room or something. Like, I don't understand. I feel like there's so many things they could do that could make his presence in the house way less of a hindrance. So it is just after 2 p.m., which means the reading marathon is over. I'm very tired. I actually did fall asleep at one point. Well, first of all, I got like halfway through this book. So I read the first 4 books and then half of the 5th book, which I feel like is fairly decent considering Goblet of Fire is like 700 pages long and this is like 850 or some ridiculous stuff. So I read a lot. I don't know how many pages. I'll probably do a tally and like add the number over here so you can see how many pages I read in the 24 hours. I'm quite pleased with that. This was about where I kind of expected to get. It decently into the 5th book was kind of like a reasonable estimate for me and like the amount that I can read, because I am a binge reader, so burnout was less of an issue than I thought it would be, although like reading this book, it was a struggle. The fourth book dragged because the fourth book has always been a little bit of a drag for me just compared to the others. Like, I still love it, it's still Harry Potter, but it did drag because of that. Whereas this book, I was definitely excited to read it. It was just like a lot. It was a lot, and I was very tired this morning. I'm not so much tired now, like it's kind of passed me over, but I think there was a point where I fell asleep for like an hour or an hour and a half, just like sitting up with the book in my lap on the sofa. I was just out. But apart from that, I actually like read most of the time. I obviously had to do life things like taking care of my dog and cat and feeding myself and all that, but for the most part, I read. I only turned on my computer once to upload the videos that I had filmed so that I could continue vlogging on my phone because my phone had run out of space, and I didn't check YouTube at all. I didn't like respond to booktube comments or watch anything or like really do anything else. I was just reading, so I'm kind of impressed with myself. I do think I could have read a bit more if I'd like really pushed myself, but I was afraid if I was like actively trying to read faster that I was gonna burn out, and I do think I probably would have, because definitely towards the end there I was like, I don't care anymore. I will be finishing the Harry Potter series this month. I'm doing it for the rereadathon as well as this, so there will be an additional rereadathon video. Not so much about these books that I just read, but probably the second half of the fifth book, and books 6 and 7 will be the rereadathon video for June. So look out for that if you're interested. But yeah, I'm gonna like go decompress for a bit, like go talk to people, go be like, hey, the world is out there and I can do things again, because it's kind of like disorienting to just sit there and read for hours and like hours and more hours. Like, it's been 24 hours and it doesn't really feel like that much time has passed because all I've done is read. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I might actually read more of this today. Like, I'm not gonna stop reading. I probably won't finish this today just because I've still got like another 400 pages to go, and that's a lot. But I don't know. I had a really fun time. I don't know that I'll be trying this again. Actually, I might. It was fun. I feel like the first 4 books I could do in a day fairly easily. It was the 5th book where I really was getting tired and like, oh, I want to go to sleep. I just really want to go to sleep. But yeah, it was fun. I had fun. I highly recommend doing this. It's kind of ridiculous. I didn't get through all 7, but like, let's be real, that was never gonna happen. That really wasn't my goal. I was just kind of trying to see how much I could get through, and I am really looking forward to finishing the 5th one and then getting to books 6 and 7, because I like the way the series ends. I like it when it does get older and darker and a lot more bitter, which it's starting to do in this book. Like, that's very interesting to me, just like the growth of the characters. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched this whole vlog, I don't know how interesting this was, and I didn't actually succeed in anything, I don't think, because I didn't finish the whole series, but I had a good time, and honestly, that's all that matters. So thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all again soon.